Today is March 22nd, 2020. This is confirmation after confirmation after confirmation.
And so he's trying to desperately find out because the other events have all occurred except the last event. And so now I'm like going,
Which would be the second 9/11.
wow, this is interesting. And he's trying to find out where, why, and what the deal is with this last event. So he contacts his girl whose mother had written the list and put it in there because he wants to get some inside information into what's going on. And so he ends up out at this place, like in the country, where Lucinda's mom had a little cabin.
Like Bucks County or something. Like it's kind of like outside of Philadelphia, per se.
Everyone else. So
There's Philly.
What she's saying is the last
It's William
event,
Penn building right there.
everyone else is going to die.
Not really, but
in every other event, there's
representing
a number of the people that'll die, and everyone's been correct so far. And so he's like, oh my Lord, everyone else is about to die. Oh, I'm the end of the world guy. I'm like Noah. I'm the before the fire guy. Now all of a sudden I'm like, oh wow, E is the number 5, and E is the number 5, so... And then I went, oh my Lord, I just saw Brevity Coffee coming home, and there's a big V going between the two E's, which is a 5. Oh, in the movie it's EE, right? Weird. And everyone else, well, now he's like really freaked out because he's trying to get the kids to safety. He wants to know, what can I possibly do to save these kids? Because he goes to his lab and he realizes there's going to be this corona blast, and it's just going to wipe out and burn the whole planet.
But at the same time, it could be combined together as just one 21-day period when it says 3 weeks and 21 days. Or it can actually be 3 weeks and 21 days and 3 days of darkness, all combined into the 45-day period. But do find it interesting that my wife's birthday is on the 2-3 bypass on March. She will be 45 years old. It will be 45 degrees out on Monday in Philadelphia. And that would be a 45-day period.
I have to look up what that means again. I've had so many things happen. So, I mean, you know what? I want to see what 140 means again, because I mean, it's just so unbelievable, all the things that have happened here. You know what? I want to see what 140 means again, because I mean, it's just so unbelievable, all the things that have happened here. 140, my Lord has arisen, right?
So 140, right there at Cherry on Top Street, Broad Street. It's 1400, and that would be, I think there's a coffee shop there. I'm going to have to check. I think there is some kind of little shop right there. I don't know if it's still open or not. You know, because everything's shutting down right there at Broad and Cherry on Top of the street.
So I painted a door right there with the king's crown, and in the color of the paint number that's 140 says no more drama. It says my Lord has arisen.
That's cherry.
Okay, back down to
like
what
red
I'm doing.
on top.
Now all of a sudden I'm sitting here going, this is crazy. I just saw a V that was cutting between two E's. Now all of a sudden I'm looking at a movie called Knowing, where fire burns everything, and then the E and the E is where the whole, everyone else is going to die. 5 and 5. I'm like, that is crazy. And then all of a sudden, Nicolas Cage is taking the paint off an old door, and he finds
42. 42.75. I'm not sure, but it does look like a river. What's that? 400 Bush Hill. There's a river between New Jersey and Philadelphia right there, especially right at the bottom where the Lincoln Financial Field is. You know, the area where they're gonna watch the entire show.
He finds a latitude and longitude, 42, 75, and 7137. And I was like, okay, and I heard the Lord say, look it up. 74, 42, 75. Just read it for yourself.
You read it.
So, again, in the movie,
4C.
where the event's supposed to take place, right here. See the 5-pointed star?
Yeah,
A
that's
5-pointed star, like one of
Lincoln
God's
Financial
angels.
Field.
I showed that to you over here in the twin system. That's a representation of an angel right there. See the 5-pointed star?
yeah.
You turn it upside down, it becomes a
I see the
church.
5 and a
5-pointed
5.
Star up is one of God's children.
Can you make that a third
So,
5?
4275 right here by 7137. So that's where that's where the event is going to take place, because in the movie every longitude and latitude is in the number sequence and then the number of dead. Well, the last number sequence
That'd be 7,000
is
or slain.
4275, and this other number I'll show you in a minute, and everyone else is going to die. Imagine if
At
you
555.
Well, I've already known this since 2002. I'll look in.
All right. So what I'm getting out of this is the second 9/11. No matter which day it happens on, it starts at 12 noon when time's up. The sky will be darkened. It's the William Penn building gets hit in Philadelphia. 17th and JFK gets hit in Philadelphia. It's a bank bombing, third floor. It's on the back of a $50 bill. The $100 bill is the William Penn building. It's a 7-story building that's going to get hit with a tidal wave of bombs and images. And then the Met building is also another target. It's 3 in a row in Philadelphia, and it's the last blast is at 5:55 p.m. So it's from noon to 6, and at the 9th hour or the 6th hour, the sky was darkened or something like that. Back on January 17th, 2020, at 12 p.m., William Penn, last building out of 3 in Philly, gets hit. Met building first, 17th JFK second. So just trying to take an educated guess as of today, 32222. 3 in a row in Philly and gets hit. The Met building. Why did I say the Met building all the way back then? And what would make me think of the Met building again as of today?
What do you want with my son? The numbers are a warning. They're a warning to everyone.
This is not a test. This is an emergency broadcast transmission.
There goes Trump's airplane. There goes Philly.
We're going to stay on the
New
air
York,
for
I
as
think.
long as possible.
What's that? You're going to stay on as long as possible? There's Philly.
We're going to stay on the air for as long as possible.
The Met building. It's at 858 North Broad Street. This movie is Knowing.
Are we gonna die?
I will never let that happen, Caleb. Do you hear me? Never.
I'll look you in the eye. I've known since 2002 everyone's about to.
About time you look us in the eye instead of reading your script. 2002, huh? You know?
Let's
There's
look
the
that up
view,
real quick.
because that's the Lincoln Financial Field, and they're looking this way.
I see beforehand. Oh wow, that's pretty prolific.
This is
Because
an
the whole movie's about
Like there's,
seeing everything before it happens.
I know, right, Click?
42 cents.
It's crazy how anybody can have 'em. Here's the kid looking. I don't know. It's probably like the suite from Lincoln Financial Field. And 4.1 miles up, he sees all the destruction.
It means pro before and elo to
Click's
see.
just promoting me right now.
Foresee, to know in advance. That's pretty wild because the movie is called Knowing. Used of God foreseeing, planning out all of history from eternity past. This guarantees all physical scenes of life operate according to
Scenes.
under his plan and bringing equal eternal benefit to the person walking in faith. Divine persuasion in each of them. Accordingly, 4275.
Okay, why are you showing me this? It's a list of dates. Every major global disaster for the last 50 years in perfect sequence. From a piece of paper that's been buried in the ground for 5 decades. The next number on the chain predicts that tomorrow, 81 people are going to die from some kind of tragedy. Get off the train.
Why? What's wrong?
Just take the baby and get off.
So I won't just say some kind of tragedy. I'm going to at least put a name to the tragedy and where it's going to be at, and what time, and what city, what day and hour. I'll try to always come up with that prediction, because when it finally does happen, because it will, it's already set in stone. Click already knows that there's something I already hit, because once it happens, he's telling you ahead of time.
And the word is 4275. That God would justify the Gentiles by faith, 4102, pistis, preach the gospel beforehand to Abraham, saying, all nations will be blessed in you. So then those who are of faith are blessed with Abraham, the believer. Now watch. This is fascinating. It's to foresee and to see beforehand.
And that's what you're about to see. You're about to see the Lord's communication to his servant, through his servant, to you. So you know what's going on. That's it. It's that simple. Ready? Here we go. Let's watch this.
This movie came out 2009.
You and me together forever. The theory of randomness says it's all simply coincidence. They're forever. You and me together forever.
This was in 2008 when I got out of jail. My son was 4. It was Franklin Mills Mall, and I got the shirt made.
Students of William Dawes Elementary imagined what the future might hold.
Today, we unveiled their legacy.
Simply coincidence. They're
50 years ago, the students of William Dawes
50 miles per hour ago on the $50 bill on 17th and JFK, the 3rd floor gets exploded with a bomb. Here we are at 9, and 11. But from the point of 9/11, starting on a 2-3 bypass, March 23rd, 2020, when they want to play out the 5-month period, it'll take them straight to this date right here.
Morning, and the radio came on, and it was 9/11. See right there, it showed you 9,
33.
and then it showed the 11. And during that, during this movie, I should
We're in the movie.
say, we got to look at, during this movie, we got to look at 8/24. We got to look at August 24th, because from the 2-3 bypass going up to the 24th of August, that's a 5-month period. But that's only if it's 45 degrees and there's 45 days from that point on when the abomination, desolation stand in the holy place. Summer's near. 7 years of tribulation Well, on my timeline, it was May 21st, 2011, and then a 2-year period. But according to Kleck's timeline, it might be up until August 24th, 2020. The 2-3 bypass.
And during that, during this movie, I should say, we got to look at Detective Spooner's badge, and his badge number was 4084. I've learned the way they communicate. I know the way they communicate. The Lord's made me fluent in their language. 4084
you are the language.
is piazzo. It means to lay hold of, to take. I lay hold of, apprehend, catch, and arrest.
I lay hold of. So that means you personally laid hold of.
So it's from the scriptures where they came to seize Jesus. They wanted to seize him. They came that they might seize him, to arrest him, to catch, seize, and arrest. So the number 4084 in the Bible, which just happens to be Detective Spooner, who is a detective, and what's his
Now
job?
you mean Will, like Will Smith, William Penn Building Smith in Philadelphia, born and raised over there in West Philadelphia.
To catch, apprehend, and arrest. Well, that's quite a convenient number for your badge number, don't you think?
That's convenient how Kleck is telling you about iRobot, which has Will I Am Smith in there, iRobot, and then the Knowing, which is some crazy lunatic guy that goes around figuring stuff out with numbers and patterns because of what he's receiving. And then the movie in Bucks County with Signs with Mel Gibson. And, over there in Bucks County with the alien sounds and everything along with the locust sounds that Kleck was producing.
Whoever's running that person that's the director is using that alphanumeric system straight up. Obviously, whatever's running that person
That would mean him.
that's the director is using that alphanumeric system straight out of the Bible. Let me prove that to you one more time. So, let's say by some mind-destroying coincidence, a detective in the movie, which is Will Smith, has a badge number that's 4084, and 4084 in the Bible just happens to mean I apprehend, lay hold of, catch, and arrest.
Now, that's what I do with the dirty fish. I apprehend them, I catch them, and I arrest them. And then I clean them, and then I throw them back into the water.
See the Star of Lucifer? It ends at 6. Watch. 6, right?
With over 75 years.
75 years.
So 6 should be down here. So it starts at 12 and it ends at 6.
Okay, so at 5:55 p.m., it's basically the ending of it. Starts at 12 noon on the 2-3 bypass.
Told you. Are you telling me all this is possible in one day?
Absolutely.
Yeah, okay, whatever. Guys,
It's even possible for in 1 hour on one specific day in Philadelphia.
just like that picture I showed you, new man. So now let's look at the other word. 1847 is when he came up with he worked for the World Health Organization, the WHO. Well, do you know who's running this whole coronavirus? Shut everything down, get everybody locked up so we know where to get everybody.
That would be you.
You know who's doing it?
You.
The WHO.
The same person that just
Get
pointed at
the-
themselves. Let's rewind that. Kleck's a real sneak. He's real sneaky with his finger pointing.
It's like the man. Okay, in 1847, look who's running this whole coronavirus. Shut everything down, get everybody locked up so we know where to get everybody. You know who's doing it? The who's running this whole coronavirus. Shut everything down, get everybody locked up so we know where to get everybody. You know who's doing it? The WHO. Everybody locked up so we know where to get locked up so we know where to get everybody.
I just need 33,000 more views, and I'll be at 5 million, which will be the fifth. At 5:55, the fifth trumpet is what they're playing out. That's going to be blown, and then it's gonna happen. It's like the show is over when it's 5:55 p.m. because I believe that's the third and final bombing, but 3 in a row in Philly.
Is in it. Mind-boggling. Wow, that looks just like a scorpion, doesn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Anytime, because I know that the scorpions from the pit are coming any moment. They could come at any time now. I've already rung the bell. The building is from Adam to Locust. The artwork is from Adam to Locust. You starting to catch this? You see all these impossible, perfectly tied together, synchronistic, perfect pieces of data? This is not possible. Now watch. I was telling Dave, please put please put the definition of brevity in the show notes. And then I'm looking at comments and someone left this. Let me show you what's in this. Okay, so remember the locust sounds we were doing yesterday? So someone said
Yes,
this.
I do, as a matter of fact.
Honey, the locusts are coming.
That's pretty crazy. And someone also posted a video of many years ago when my phone was
Be quiet. They're flying away.
And I heard the Lord tell me,
Tell
right
me
after
that's
I
not
opened
what
that
Jack
book,
and Clegg was
and I
just talking
opened
about,
up
the
a book and it
locusts
said
coming from the
alien
pit.
communication.
But let people believe what they want to believe, honey. It's on them. Anyway, the locusts are going to come and sting all of us, and we're all going to die.
In the comment section. But watch this. I didn't want to show it to you because of the noise. I wanted to show it to you for another reason. Let me show you what's in this. Okay, so remember the locust sounds we were doing yesterday? So someone sent this. Watch this.
Yeah. Those. I give them credit.
Someone also posted a video of
Does it like commonly knows?
Yeah.
my phone was taken over by that comment. Chris, I heard the Lord say this was like an alien communication. What the hell does that mean? And I heard the Lord tell me way back then, go open that book. And I opened up a book and it said alien communication, Xeno. And I was just like, that's insane. So this video right here was in the comment section, but watch this. I didn't want to show it to you because of the noise. I wanted to show it to you for another reason. Dave was looking up the meaning of brevity, and I was checking this out at some point during that. Let me show you what happened.
I understand. It's alien conversation. It's like, hey, hello, hey, how's it going, Robin? And I'm like, hey, Clegg.
I document it. See right there?
I can't.
Take a picture
It looks
with
like
the
me.
E and what's on it?
I mean,
Oh, a
Who can
finish
orchestrate
line
this
tape.
kind of
Red and
timing?
checkered tape.
you're looking
That's
up brevity,
weird. That's starting to fit
and
with
you're watching,
everything
you're
else.
having Dave
Then
look
I'm
up brevity.
calling, I think,
and you're
Catercoin, I
watching
can't
Dave.
remember at this point,
And
and I'm
it's,
sitting there at a traffic light on Broadway, and this big truck pulls up next to me. My spirit knew to look over, sitting there at a traffic light on Broadway, sitting there at a traffic light on Broadway, and
You mean Broad Street, Philadelphia?
oh my God, the Lord's saying He's coming soon. I'd already seen the coordinates. I'd already seen the 2 E's, everyone else. And then there's one of my buddies over at the office, Big Rob.
Hey,
Big Rob calls me. I called Big Rob
hey,
today
stop
because
don't lie.
went
I don't
by
call
the
you.
office and I was like, hey, what's going on? I didn't see anybody over there.
Not yet,
And
anyway.
there's usually a lot of, there's stuff going on, like rebuilding engines and stuff like that. And I called him up just to see what was going on, and
You
nobody
did
was
not.
there. And he
Wait a
said,
minute, did you
I'm
call
down
me?
at...
Look, if I get a foreign number, I don't answer phones. Sorry. I mean, unless if it's strictly from San Antonio, Texas, then I guess I'll answer it. Other than that, I'm not answering any other phone calls.
While I'm